it's funny because we mentioned how like we don't want to play Emerald, we don't want to play Kanto, we don't want to play Gen 4. We're like, we'll play Johto again. We'll always go back to Johto. We always do. we always go back to Johto at the end of the day. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Dual Hemisphere Hangout. My name is Luke, and join with me each and every week. I do have my lovely co-host Jake. Jake, my man, say hello to the people.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the darkness. we've swapped sides. It's been a while since I've had to turn the old the light on and all my office lights. Usually, when I'm recording them, I'm ascending into heaven through the daylight. But no, today
it's me.
Yeah, the Luke has got the morning shift. It's we thought it may have been Luke's internet, but it could have been Discord. It could have been a bit of both. It could have been a bit of both.
Okay, I want to say it definitely was because I don't think my phone's connected to Japan server, so that was definitely on me. But yeah, little fun story. Yeah, we normally we are recording on Friday nights, Saturday mornings. Like it's Friday night for me, Saturday morning for Jake. And as we were getting ready to record, Jake said, man, Luke, you're really lagging really bad. I'm like, oh, really? And so I'm like checking my stuff and I'm checking my up. And dude, my up was at like 0.8 for like 3 whole hours last night. So we did not do that. But thankfully, I woke up this morning and I checked it and I was like, all right, we're good. So now it's Saturday morning and Saturday night for Jake. So, he's not technically in a whole nother day just yet.
No, we're actually recording on the same day, but this is the struggles of recording across the world. It's not easy, guys. Yep. 12 hours difference and a long sea cable that we're talking through.
Yes. Yes, very much. A very, very long sea cable. I mean, honestly, it is kind of, when you think about it, like, yes, the time difference is a lot, but honestly, it's a lot easier because it's a flat number. It's just 12 hours. It's not like 5 hours or 3 hours. It's like, I know, except when it's daylight savings time over here, I was like, I know when I call Jake, it's usually, it's 10 o'clock for you right now. It's 9 o'clock for me because of daylight savings time. But normally I was like, okay, I just have to like swap it over by 12 hours. I'm like, all right, it's 9 a.m. for me, 9 p.m. for him. He is awake and at home, or vice versa. So that's kind of like how we coordinate our messages. So I'm like,
it is one of the easier ones to calculate. Like, I do have to still think like when going back to the UK, it's 8 at the moment, 7 or I think it's 8 hours. It just throws me off. But when you just have to do the 12, it's like, 10 a.m., 10 p.m. Yeah. It's fine. It's nice and easy.
It's fine. It's nice because I'll be like getting ready to message Jake or something like that and be like, okay, it's 3 p.m. here. Okay, it's 3 a.m. over there. Okay, I kind of need a response now. So like maybe I'll wait to ask this question later or something like that. But besides that, no, it does make it easy. But yeah, a little behind the scenes story of why we're swapped right now. Normally, this is the setup for draft leagues. Normally, this is what it looks like during like our fast drafts and our draft leagues and stuff like that. Which, speaking of, it's officially tomorrow. Did it start today or does it start tomorrow?
It will start tomorrow for you, Monday for me. Yes. I've been team building. This afternoon. It says this new regulation's really, well, it's not new, but this regulation's really hard. Hard to build for. Because like how am I supposed to cover all of the restricteds, because you get 2 of them, and then the occasional Dondozo Tatsugiri that crops up in the middle of it all. It's like I don't know what to do. So we'll probably go with 15 losses in a row. But we might get one. I think it's because I'm trying to build a bit of a off the cuff team. I'm going with a Kyogre, but I'm also trying to build around a Giratina, which sees no usage whatsoever in any of the formats.
No.
So I could just be giving myself a whole lot of pain. Yeah, you never know. Come opening day when I lock in my team sheet, I probably won't use a Giratina. I'll probably just go to Koraidon.
Yeah, no, it's funny. Like, yeah, so we're using Reg I, which
Yeah.
right, which me and Jake were trying to build after last podcast. We were trying to build a tier list for like what draft leagues have used Reg I. Turns out no one uses Reg I because it's shit.
Yeah, no one likes Red
um,
Guy.
yeah, so we were like just throwing it in there. But yeah, no, it's exciting to do it. I'm really excited to hop in and play some games. I'm hoping since when I log in I'll be at beginner, so they won't be too tough. So
I
I'm
don't
hoping I
know,
get
man.
I'm
It's
hoping I get some free easy wins, maybe like a guy who just brings his like in-game team or something like that, maybe one or two of those because they just don't know, you know.
you don't know what you're gonna get. You really don't.
No,
Like in
that's
beginner,
definitely
anything can
different.
happen because that's just people
That's
clicking go.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, for sure. No, I mean I remember back in the day, like it's so like after Sword and Shield, it is so different now because of codes, team rental codes. Like you don't have to like have a team. Like you can just borrow code and hop online and use that team's code, and use that mod. So like the beginning, like it's not as easy. Like back in the day, like with X and Y, not even X and Y, it was like pre Sword and Shield. You would just hop on and like if you're starting at a lower tier and you're playing ranked, you're probably gonna bump into a couple people who are just using their in-game teams. I have very fond memories of like hopping into like an Alpha Sapphire, playing on Alpha Sapphire, and going against a guy who had a Mighty Inna and a Swampert and a Swallow on his team. Like, oh, this is his in-game team. I'm about to wipe the floor with this guy, and like they disconnect halfway through because I'm just one-shotting their entire team because they just don't know. But like, you're not getting that anymore in beginner anymore. Most people, what a rental code is and all that good stuff. So, yeah, I'm hopeful we get like one or two. So maybe I'll win like 5 games, but
you
that's
get
more.
more for a
I'm
win than a loss. You get
Yeah,
3 points for a win, one -1 for a loss. So if you get
yeah,
5 wins, chances are you're going to be going positive. I just want to. I want positive. I want positive
yeah,
numbers for the first ever
yep,
season because they'll only get
yes,
harder from here because we haven't done any rule.
yes,
Well, we haven't done like any. The only like nerf we're giving ourselves is like a set tier list, so we can't just bring
yeah,
all the best mons. But you could
yeah.
still
We
bring
can't just
like 90% of a good team. You just have to have a couple of naff ones in there that might never come.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, exactly.
but when we try when we try like monotype or
Hmm.
not fully evolved, that's when it's gonna get saucy. It's it's gonna get a bit difficult.
Oh
So
yeah.
this one should be the easy one. I
Hmm.
also should check my emails actually because I signed up to be a limitless tournament organizer because I think the next one we will do like the ladder series we can do whenever we want. I've said to Luke if you ever want to host one, just host one. It's not
Yeah.
pardon me really gassy. They're super easy to set up. People can just join. People know what they're doing. It's very hands off. But I will be hosting a tournament end of February. I'm aiming
Okay.
for end of February. This will be, I'm hoping, a 1 or 2 day tournament, depending on how
Mm,
many people and what format we want to play. But yeah,
yeah.
it will be player versus player, not player versus random PVR, which we all like
Oh yeah.
because we all like to have the in-house rivalries in between all of our draft league shenanigans.
Yep.
And hopefully that will go well, and we'll get more sign-ups
Yeah.
than this one so far, because it's
Yeah.
me, Luke,
Yeah.
Bray.
Yeah. We'll probably get more as the time goes. I think once we provide a proof of concept and show people like how it's done and how it play, I think we'll be able to gravitate more and more people, which is really dope. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And yeah, Pokemon's been a pretty heavy thing this week for me. I was telling Jake before we recorded, I got into the Pokemon ROM of Pokemon Lazarus, which has been actually a very pleasant surprise. I mean, I don't know if you know this, Jake. This is made by the same person who did Pokemon Sea Glass,
Ah,
which is
nice.
Yeah, same guy, same guy. And I was like telling Jake, I was like, I think the cool part about it is it the graphics, it's not Game Boy Advance, it's actually Game Boy Color graphics. And to be honest, I don't think I've played a ROM version of a Game Boy Color game. I think they've always been GBA games or like DS games dropped down into a GBA system or GBA file. So seeing like all the new sprites is really nice, but like seeing the nostalgic sprites like really brought me back. Like running into a Sandshrew for the first time and just seeing like that's not Sandshrew anymore. Sandshrew looks completely different. That looks like a whole like looking back at some of those old sprites, man, like it's like an entirely like different, like they almost don't even look like the same Pokemon anymore, which is really
Well, half of
crazy.
the Pokemon really, like because you're seeing it from the back, like
Hmm.
90% of the time, it was
Hmm.
kind of left up to an element of imagination.
Yeah.
On you fill in the gaps of what you think that Pokemon
Mhm.
is. Especially
Yeah.
like when you're playing the old games and the starters. If you pick your one
Hmm.
starter and you don't trade with anyone, the chances are you will never see a Blastoise. If you pick, let's say you pick Blastoise, and you're they at that point Pokemon weren't nice people. Your rival always picked the better one. So you
Hmm.
go up against the Venusaur. You would see the Venusaur, but you never saw the Blastoise front sprite. You
Yeah.
you wouldn't know, and you wouldn't know
Yeah.
what a Charizard looked like either because no one used one in the game. Um,
Yeah.
so it is left up to some form of imagination, and I do like the
Yeah.
old sprites, and especially if they're using
Yeah.
Crystal when the first time they introduced animation, like a little
Mhm.
bit of
Oh, yeah.
movement. That
Just a little bit.
2D pixel sprites, they've been best for Pokemon. That is the best
Yeah.
era.
I agree.
Like black and white is by far the
Mhm.
graphically the most appealing to me. 3D
Yeah, I
sprites
agree.
killed a lot of mons, and we're
Yeah.
not the only ones to say that.
Yeah. No, I mean, they made Salamence fat. They made it just awful. Like, I
Pikachu
don't know how they
Finn,
make the most. Yeah, they made Pikachu super thin. They made Venusaur, like, not look like a giant blob. Like, they did so many Pokemon dirty in that, ROM hack. They did Snorlax bad, like, they made Snorlax stand up, which is, like,
yeah.
whack.
Well,
Yeah, like, why is he standing up? Put
Snorlax
him
lost
down.
his grande. Like when you see him blocking
Yeah.
a route, like a physical
Mhm.
route that you can't walk through because the Snorlax is sat there, you thought that thing was huge.
Yeah.
And now you see it in Sword and Shield, and you stand next to it, and it's only a couple of feet bigger than yourself. It's like, oh, come
Yeah.
on!
Oh, that's
Like
not
that's
that big.
he's not big. So did
I will
this creator make Lazarus before or after Sea Glass?
It's after Sea Glass. So, yeah, this
Okay,
is yeah, and so it takes place in the Ilios region, which is their interpretation of, like, mainland Greece and some of the surrounding islands. So it takes place in, like, a Greek island area. It's actually really cool, man. I'm not too far in there. I'm, like, on the way to the second gym now. But it's like the graphics are really cool. I haven't really gotten too much to the meat of the story, but you go to the region and you enroll in a university, and your university wants you to collect, certain Pokemon. They want you to go take on the gym challenge to get stronger, to help them with more research. There's like an overall, like, I feel like they're going to be really focusing on the fossils and stuff like that in this one, because really early on there's a cave area where you have to do the old school heart gold soul silver, like, of ruins of Alph puzzles, like with the Kabuto and the
oh
Ammonite
nice, nice.
and stuff like that. I won't lie, I had to look up how to do the Ammonite one because I forgot, because it was pissing me off.
No,
I was
because
like,
they've both of them, even the Kabuto one, they've got like that one with a little corner piece in that could go in like
yeah,
4 different places. It could go,
hmm,
but they don't tell you which one.
yeah, exactly. So I'm like, I had to look it up because I got the Kabuto one because I feel like I always did the Kabuto one always all the time. But then when I got to the Ammonite, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? So I looked that up, and they have ride Pokemon as well. So I went through there, and they gave me a ride Pokemon for a Spathra, which is, I guess, like our bike in a sense for that one.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then they got about 400 Pokemon going all over the nine generations. There's nine starter options, so you get to pick from. the Alolan starters. You get to pick from the Kalos starters, and you get to pick from the last generation, the Gen 9 starters. You get to pick from those. What region was that?
Oh, Paldea.
God, what was Paldea? The Paldea starters. So I picked. Yeah, I know. I'm already forgetting about. Forget trying to
Look, I
block
had to think about that. Then I was like,
Yeah, I
I've
was like,
been, I've been looking at the
what's the
game
name?
all day, and I still don't know the
I
name of
was
the
like,
region.
what's the name? What's the name of the region now? But I ended up picking the Alolan. I picked up the lit because I wanted to run through with an Incineroar.
Incineroar.
Because I honestly didn't like. I didn't because we just did excellent. We just did Legend ZA, so I didn't want to do the Kalos starter, and I almost picked Fuecoco, because it looks stupid as shit, and I love that fucking derpy little looking thing. But I was like, no, I was like, I'm gonna go for like a traditional playthrough route of this, so I just picked the lit and stuff like that. But yeah, it's got over 400 Pokemon. They have overworld, so they have overworld encounters. So like you can walk through and you see like the little sprite of what Pokemon are there. So like you'll walk through the area and you might see like a Mawa walking around, or Aeron, or a Bidoof, or Sandshrew, and stuff like that. So you don't have to technically walk through the grass to get to them, but there's still wild grass encounters. Got like every game that kind of followed unbalanced path. They've got side quests that you can do as well that aren't just part of the main quest. One person wants me to bring them a specific Pokemon so they can trade it. Another one wants me to go they're honestly very similar to the ZA fetch quest. They're very just like, catch this Pokemon and bring it to me. Hey, actually, can you catch every Pokemon in this route and stuff like that? And I'll give you this. And yeah, and then they've got the follow Pokemon and Pokemon follow you around, so like the Heart Gold side of things. But yeah, it's honestly like for the first hour or so, like 2 hours I played of the game, it's actually really good. It's a really good ROM. It's very beautiful, and it's definitely one of those ROMs that I heard about because I've been hearing about Sea Glass for so long, but I've played Emerald so much that I'm like, I might just, not avoid Emerald. So this guy's fresh take on his own original region, not following like it's all built in game. It's not just like a copy and paste of another game. It's really, really good. So definitely highly recommend it to you guys if you guys have not played it yet. But yeah, like, and there's just so many ROMs that came out this last year that we just got to get on top of because there's so many out there.
I mean, I think you touched on it slightly there. It's like I don't want to play Sea Glass because I feel like Emerald is overworked. Hoenn is overworked. Yeah. I've played too much of Hoenn. And saying that, I've probably played too much of Kanto as well. Between Fire Red Omega, which is the Draiano ROM hack of Fire Red, and Radical Red. I have played so much Kanto. I don't think I could take more. I mean, we've done. We've had a project, and I've also played a playthrough with Nick recently from Generation 5 and beyond. So, and then I've also done Luminescent Platinum last year. So that's Gen 4. So I don't really. I stay away from Gen 6 because Gen 6 does not appeal to me. I have tried, what is it, Eternal X, and there's something else. I don't know if they're not. I don't think they're Draiano ROM hacks, but they're difficulty ROM hacks. They're solid, absolutely solid. And then I've never ever done Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I've tried it, never finished it. Always wiped at some point because that game is absolutely bonkers. If you make it to I don't know, the Ultra Beast City, wherever Necrozma is, and you don't have Toxic, then it's over.
Losing.
It's over. Yeah. You need to Toxic stall that thing down because it will kill everything on your team. I mean, the Elite Four is bonkers, absolutely bonkers. There's no relenting there. And then defending your throne from, what is it, Professor Kukui? Or is it How? I can't remember.
Yeah. It's Kukui.
It's Kukui. I've never beaten that game as a Nuzlocke. And I find that wild how I've done all these difficulty ROM hacks of Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, Gen 4. Gen 5, and I still cannot beat Gen 7. I don't think I've ever done a Nuzlocke of Sword and Shield. Maybe I should.
Yeah,
maybe we should.
That'd be tough. See, that's the one thing I will say about those. It's always tough for me when they're at the where they're out in the overworld. I feel like it kind of gets rid of the fun of the Nuzlocke.
You pick your encounter, I guess.
It kind of, yeah, I guess it's like my only. It doesn't necessarily take away from the challenge necessarily, but it is kind of like, oh, I'm going to the Wild Zone area, or I guess maybe this is more of a Scarlet and Violet problem versus a of a Sword and Shield problem, because besides the Wild Zone area, it's still you walk in the grass and you catch Pokemon like the old way in Sword and Shield. But yeah, no, that would actually probably be a good thing to Nuzlocke. Actually, we should definitely look into doing a Nuzlocke of some sort in that round. And plus, they've modded the shit out of that game already, so there's definitely going to be fun things to do in there. 1000%.
Oh, Sword and Shield is I forget which one. I forget the name of it because they always give them a different name.
Yeah,
but yeah, I have seen the difficulty ROM hack of Sword and Shield, and it's something else. They don't just go randomly Gigantamaxing their ace because that's the best one or it's hard coded. It'll actually look at your team and then be like, you know what? I'm going to Gigantamax this other mod instead because it's way better against you than it is against and then obviously they'd go and revamp teams, so they might not be monotype anymore because the easiest thing about a gym leader is the fact that they're monotype, and you can usually just slam your team full of the opposite weakness and just carry on your busy way. I feel maybe it's just because the newer games are easier, Luke. That's what it is. You get pandered, and when I look for difficulty, I go to Gen 4 and Gen 5.
Yeah,
there is no, there's no. Because I mean, which one was it? Black and White or Black and White 2, where they actually invented like the challenge mode?
Black and White.
Yeah, like where they.
I think it was. I think the Gen 5 games all had a challenge mode.
So they actually acknowledged the fact that Nuzlocking was a thing. Or the fact that they just... Well, not Nuzlocking,
they acknowledged...
Go on.
They definitely acknowledged the fact that the people were growing older with their games and they weren't being challenged, so they did make it a little bit... Again, the challenge mode in those games, again, what it does is I believe it automatically turns the game into set instead of switch mode, and then the teams don't change all that much. They just the level increases, and that's really all that they do. And the AI is smart, and the AI is overall smarter. But it isn't overall like a challenge mode in Black and White 2, like on a casual playthrough, probably isn't going to be anything that we would snuff out. We'd probably like, oh, they're actually learning. They actually know what we're going to do. So we have to change the way we think. We can't like think in this as, oh, this is just a casual playthrough. But I wouldn't call it like on the same level as like a Drayano, like a difficulty hack of some sort. Like I want to call it on that. It's just definitely
where the AI literally cheats.
Exactly. Where they will cheat. They will see what moves you have and pick the move. Yeah, exactly.
It's unless you want to go through 8 rounds of math before you touch the move button. I mean, I've done it, and it's funny how you get into the wave of it. Like when you come to like the difficulty ROM hack, you understand how the AI works, and you kind of sometimes it takes the fun away because you always approach a battle in the same like the same mechanic. So I found myself with Luminescent Platinum doing a lot of, okay, how can I abuse the first mon that comes out to a point where I can set up enough to sweep the rest? That became like the Shuckle was the MVP of that because it did the power swap. So it halved their attacks and defenses because it got like 15 attack and defense. Then it would sit there and do like sticky webs, and then I would swap in a mon and start setting up on this mon that couldn't touch me. Usually it was, I think I had a Manaphy at one point with Tail Glow, and I just sweep the whole team because everything they sent out got an instant speed drop, 9+6, and it didn't matter what I clicked. And that was 80% of the early game. towards the late game, you kind of had to adapt because the teams get more diverse. But well, also Luminescent Platinum. There's a lovely part of, I think Luke fell victim to this at some point. That the gym leaders have 4 different teams and it's random to which they're going to put out. And sometimes you don't even know which team it is because they all lead the same things. And you don't know until they send out a certain one down the line. It's like, oh, this is team 4 instead of team 2.
I'll never forget being like, I'm going to play Luminescent Platinum. I'm going to do a Nuzlocke of it. I'm going to record it. And I wiped like at least 20 times, like completely. And I'm like, I like switching my team up, trying to figure things out. Well, I couldn't really switch my team up because it was a Nuzlocke. So I'd restart the Nuzlocke to try to get some different encounters. Still kept wiping because I'm like prepping for this team, that team, that team. And I get down to the 1 or 2 of their mobs and they just sweep the entire team, where I'm like white out my entire team and I have 1 guy left. I think I ended up finally beating it and I had just my starter left. That was it. And he was on like 1. And so I'm like, I'm done. I've never been more upset at a game and just felt like I was shit at something more than that game. That game crushed any desire of me ever doing a Nuzlocke again until someone came with me with an idea. And I'm like, all right, I'll do it this one. But
I must admit, it's probably the only Nuzlocke where I've had that I've done that I've had a massive sense of achievement. I mean, I'd never done Renegade Platinum before. I'm trying to think of the previous ROM. I don't think I'd done a difficulty ROM hack before Luminescent Platinum, like as a Nuzlocke.
Other than yours, other than Ethereal.
Yeah, Ethereal Emerald is more of a take on put all my friends in the game and I let them break it. It's like I literally sent out little invites to everyone and said, "Hey, you're gonna be Gym 1. Here's your level cap. Go wild. Like pick whatever mod you want, but make it like so you can't have a Charizard in the first gym. If your level cap's 16, the best you could have is a Charmeleon." Luke tried. I think did you pick Gym 1? Or did I give you it?
You gave me Gym 1. You gave me Gym 1 because at the time, and I was an educator, so it felt very fitting for me to be the first quote unquote test. And so I know I had a Charmander. I pretty much had like I had a Charmander. I had Baby Clive.
Yep.
It was basically like my favorite like baby mons souped up a little bit. But I'm like, all right, Jake, can I just have a level 13 Charizard? And you're like, no. I'm like,
no,
damn it.
No, you cannot. But yeah, I wouldn't class Ethereal Emerald as too much as a difficulty hack because I didn't ramp the AI. It was more the fact that it was just like it's fun to see your own sprite, and I did little custom text for everyone. So like if people give me like what they wanted to say after you beat the gym badge, and it would put a little nod to like, especially when I was playing it, because I coded my own stuff in, so Luke would say, "Ha ha ha, get wrecked if I lost." And it was like, oh, well, Jake wins once again. And then the Elite Four is full of at the time there was only 4 seasons of the CCC, so it was each champions team, which was really fun to battle, especially when doing everything in double battles as well. You realize how much harder it actually is than doing singles. It's really hard.
Yeah,
because you're meant to sack things, and usually with these difficulty ROM hacks, they don't give you protect until like Gym 8, so you're getting cooked. But Luminescent Platinum was the biggest sense of achievement I've had for any ROM hack ever when I completed that. From going into Romanus Park and finding out that what's Caitlin's butler called?
What?
Caitlin's got a butler. He's his name escapes me. Guy sends out
Cynthia?
No, Caitlin. She's part of the she's the psychic Elite Four member.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember his name. I should remember his name because I've seen it recently. But he just whips out an ente. Just out of nowhere, just goes, you know what? Here, boom, have an ente, Sacred Fire Extreme Speed. I was like, all right, chill. And not only does all the gyms gym leaders have 4 different teams, your rival has 4 different teams. And then when you get to the Elite Four, all 4 of them, well, and 5, including Cynthia, have different teams. You have to the prep I had to go through to make 6 Pokemon beat what's that? So each person has 4 teams, so that's 4, 8, 12, 16. So 16 teams per gym leader. What's 16 times 5? 50, 36. It's like 70 something, 76 teams or whatever. 76 Pokemon in different variations. That's what you have to prep for to beat Luminescent Platinum's Elite Four. I did it. It took me 2.5 weeks of calculations, but I did it.
Remember, you did tell me that. So, yeah, no, that's insane. I'm glad I dropped that game. I'm not looking to be playing that. But yeah, no, it's cool to think back on that because I remember being stressed, and then there are just sometimes I don't know, you play a ROM, and maybe it's not as polished as it should be, or it is, but there's a game breaking glitch. Like I remember I was playing whatchamacallit, I was playing not Heart Gold. I was playing a Heart Gold ROM. I can't remember which Heart Gold ROM it was.
It wasn't Sigma X, was it?
No, it was GS Chronicles. I was nuzlocking GS Chronicles, and they did not have an available sheet out. Like I could not see what gym leaders had, their level caps and stuff like that. So I was either going in under leveled. They had different abilities, and you could not look up the code to see what was going on. You kind of had to figure out yourself. So it did make it at some point, like around gym, when I got to gym 4, gym 4. It honestly kind of made it impossible to know what was going on, and made it because I lost a lot of mons at gym 4, and then I went to go take on Chuck, and I wiped, and I'm like, dude, why is it doing so much damage? Da 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 da. And it just turns out I went on Reddit, and I was like, why is I can't remember, it was, what mon was it? It was not, it was a Poliwrath or something like that. I'm like, why is this move not super effective against Poliwrath? And it's because they changed the type, and then they changed the move type, and I'm like, and so that stuff would be frustrating. If you're gonna put a ROM out there, please put out a
documentation,
a documentation, so we know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, because I think what was I doing? I was doing Sigma X or something like that, and I got a game breaking bug. It was Johto again when you get to the forest, Ilex Forest, and you're meant to do the Farfetch'd thing where you collect the stick, and there wasn't a stick to collect. The Farfetch went back to the guy, and then he didn't give me. I think he's meant to give you cut, and he didn't give me cut, and I was like, well, I can't continue the game, and I've up to that point, I had spent 5 or 6 hours, and game breaking glitches like that really piss me off. Especially when you've saved the game into a point where you didn't realize that you've soft blocked yourself and you can't go back. I suppose it's a learning curve we've all been through. As backups your save, guys. Back up your saves, kids, because
the amount of
it's a long way back.
The amount of times on this project that I've had to backtrack after catching up because I forgot to save a certain way, or I was loading in a save the wrong way, and I end up hitting, instead of hitting import or export, I hit import, and I import an old save, and I'm like, yeah, it's just you gotta save your backups, because it's very frustrating when that happens. And yeah, it's super frustrating when you're trying to make content out of something, and then you're you're 8 hours into recording something, and then all of a sudden you can't continue because you've messed up or they didn't put a documentation, so you just completely wipe and then it goes 8 hours of your thing. Because again, at the end of the day, no one wants to watch someone fail a Nuzlocke. No one wants to watch that. People want to watch it completed. So it's just like, damn, if I knew that, I would have looked it up and then I wouldn't have lost nearly as many mons or something like that. So
it's worse when you get the odd occasion where they've put like a random trainer in, and it's one of those that walk in that catches you off guard, and you're just sprinting through going, I'm gonna go to the Pokemon Center, and guess what? Nope. I've been caught by that many a time now, and all my mons aren't healed, and you're like, oh well, I guess we're going sack for sack until we get to the end. But I love Pokemon ROM hacks, man. Like, I'm so glad that they're a thing.
Oh yeah,
shout out to the person that figured out how to do all of this. Because
for sure, like it's insane. They've literally been keeping the Pokemon IP alive in between like breaks and stuff like that for us. Like like not for your average like kid who's like 6 to like maybe 13. They're not probably playing this, but for people like me and you, people who are older in the fandom, like what like we're pretty honest about this, but we played ZA, we beat ZA, we played a little bit of the DLC, but we're like, we'll get back to it eventually, but we're like in no rush to get back to it because we're done with it. But like the same thing like with Scarlet and Violet, if we're not doing draft league content around it, we're not actually pursuing it, it's kind of just sitting there. But we'll still log on and play a Pokemon ROM hack to get our Pokemon fix on it. Like my Mason, my roommate, he only plays ROM hacks. Like he doesn't play any of the new games and stuff like that. He's got a new one of those emulators that are like look like a Game Boy, and we put on all the files on there. Like I said, he's been playing Heart and Soul, and I think he beat it last week.
That is next on my hit list, man. That game is unreal. Like,
he absolutely loves it.
Everything I ever wanted. Megas in Johto.
Yep.
Sign me up. Sign me up. It's 10 out of 10. Don't care if it's got game breaking glitches. I don't care. For the past 36 minutes, we've been ranting about how it ruins his life. Don't care. I'll play it all again.
Yep. And it's funny because we mentioned how like we don't want to play Emerald, we don't want to play Kanto, we don't want to play Gen 4. We're like, we'll play Johto again. We'll always go back to Johto. We always do. we always go back to Johto at the end of the day. But so that's what I've been doing this week, really. Working on some other stuff. I was telling Jake I'm writing out a script right now for what will end up being, I keep forgetting a video essay for my experience with Expedition 33, where I'm in the early script writing process of that right now. I'm very, very much looking forward to getting that out there. The project me and Jake are working on, which we'll talk about once I think we finish recording it and we know it's coming out. We'll probably name drop it and stuff like that. But we've been working on this project for a long time. But we're pretty much end game
90%.
At this point. We're 90%
90% of the through the playthrough. But then both of us will have scripting to do.
Yes.
And the editing I don't think will take too long. It's the scripting that takes
scripting part, which is going to be,
because it's going to be, I'm going to do a bit of scripting, then I'm going to throw it to Luke, and Luke's going to do a bit of scripting, then Luke's going to do a bit of voiceovers, I'll do a bit of voiceovers, it's a whole other ball game, and you realize why people, I've seen 4 of my favorite YouTubers now putting out sort of like job applications saying like, I need scriptwriters, because there is no way me and Luke can keep up with, these people are pumping out like a Nuzlocke a month. Some of them are pumping out a Nuzlocke a week. And I mean, if you're just playing the game, it's fine. If you've got a scriptwriter behind you that's writing the script as you go, it's fine. But when me and Luke... and we also... all will be revealed when we finish, but we kind of soft-locked ourselves into you can't do anything until we finish. So
this thing's been going on for a while, and it's literally just because like at one point like I had to move, so I couldn't do anything for like a month and a half, and then Jake, there's something going on Jake's end, and then it was just.
Do you know what the most fun thing's gonna be? Is how many iterations of ourselves are we going to see?
I know.
How many beards that are going to disappear, and how many long sets of hair are going to get chopped off?
I know they're going to see like in the backgrounds, because I think I started recording this series in the first Tallahassee house. So I went through the first Tallahassee house, the second one, this one. I'm hoping we knock it out before I move, but if we don't, we'll probably have a third house. We've gone through 4 houses.
We're probably going to have a 4th house by the time we're done.
4 backgrounds at the end of the day.
Have I always been here when we did it? I think
so. I think so because you moved in like what, April-ish?
Yeah, March,
time, right?
March time, yeah.
Yeah, and I moved in June. So, June, into May, early June. Because that's when we moved. So I think we've started the project like
it's been so
May.
long.
Yeah, we started the project.
Not gonna lie,
we're not.
The thumbnail's been done for about 5 months.
You're gonna have to re-edit the thumbnail.
Oh no!
I look completely different now.
Oh man, you're right. I don't know if I can.
No, it's fine. We'll keep the thumbnail. It's fine. We can make a fun end card scene of showing how we've changed after everything.
I have an idea for the intro, and that reminds me, I must write it down. Because it'll be a funny intro. No word of a lie. It's probably going to be movie length. I'm going to struggle. I know it's impossible to be below an hour. It's going to be impossible to be shorter than 1 hour long. It's 70% likely that it will be under 2 hours long, and probably 30% likely that it's under 3. The extra 30%, 100% under 3 hours long.
It all just depends on how this last like section goes, because the first section was the thing is like it's so funny thinking about it, because like the first section is going to be like a big chunk, because this first section was like a lot of like growing pains, and then we get in the groove of things, and now we're at the end game where things are like me and Jake were talking about this last night, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm like leaning back in my chair, like hearing everything he's saying, and I'm getting anxiety thinking about this. I'm just like, oh god, like what have you put me through, man? But it's all gonna be good. I'm very excited that we're going to be able to close the book on this chapter.
And I'm excited for the what will probably be. We'll do a watch through of it.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to do a watch through of it, and it'll be a long one. It'll be a fucking long one, but we'll sit there and we'll do it all, and it'll be one of the funniest episodes we've ever put out on the DHH, because from both of our points of view, it's I hate to be so secretive. I wish I could just release it, but there's not many times on the internet you sit on a very novel idea that has never been done on YouTube before, or I've never seen it from any of the major content creators. This is brand new, and I can't risk us not being the first.
We have to be the first. We can't talk about it, and when it's done, it will probably get done better after we put it out. Shady Penguin's gonna see our video and just steal the idea, but no, it's
good luck to them. I hope they realize what they're getting themselves in for.
Yeah, I know. I know. But it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really, really excited about that. When it comes out, the watch along. Yeah, that's going to be the funniest video ever. It's going to be a lot of like, dude, look at my face right here. I'm so done with whatever's happening on the screen. But besides that, Jake, how's your week been, man? I know we're like 45 minutes in, and we're only getting into how the weeks are, but
we went on probably the biggest tangent we've ever done on a podcast.
For a while.
No, it's been pretty decent. I class this week like 12th to the 17th as the first true week back in work. It's
for sure.
It's everyone's come back from leave, because they've usually taken 2 or 3 weeks off. and then it's all back to normal. It all looks rosy at the moment. It's very busy. But I've got family coming over in less than a month now, so I'm just on the countdown. I'm looking forward to some time off. I'm not gonna lie, I've had an absolute car crash of a week. It's been everything I seem to touch at the moment breaks.
No.
And look, it just happens at work. I'm making a lot of mistakes. We were moving a fridge out of the clean room, and I went to try and push it through the airlock, and it didn't fit through the airlock. And as I pulled it back, the door came off. And I was like, guys, I'm not ripped. I'm skinny. I pulled the fucking door off. It's so, and that won't go back on. So that's like a $9,000 fridge in the bin.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Oopsies.
Sorry, taxpayers. You're gonna have to foot that one.
Yeah, I know, right?
And then, as I was pushing it out of the other door, I ripped one of the gas monitors off the wall with the fridge. So that's been a whole shenanigans. What else have I broken this week? Oh, I got 3rd-degree burns on my thumb because I was making wedges in the air fryer, and it fucking burnt me through an oven glove. Through a fucking oven glove.
Jesus, what is your air fryer set to?
230 degrees. And what's that, like 400 Fahrenheit? Something like that.
Yeah. Damn.
Hot. Fucking hot. So that ripped straight through the oven glove. I broke something else as well. I spilled coffee everywhere. I spilled coffee all down myself at work twice in 1 week. It's just, I've got to a point now I just take it on the chin. This week, it's going to go, and I'll come back Monday, and it'll probably all be the same. But it doesn't matter, because I have unlocked, since this new year, I don't know what's, a switch flicked in my mind. I was like, you know what? No, I don't care anymore. I just don't. Yeah. All these little things that would piss me off, like proper, like rile me up all day. Don't anymore. It's. I'm trying to have a really positive outlook on 2026, and you're just like, what will be, will be. Don't.
Yeah, for sure.
Let bygones be bygones. It doesn't matter, and that's what I'm going with at the moment. I've also significantly reduced like my fatty intake, so I've basically almost cut out chocolate, which has done wonders. I must say, like, I feel so much better. Like, I felt like so depressed, not depressed, but like chunky. You know, when you feel fat and you just feel a bit disgusted in yourself, and then you go scoff a chocolate bar and you get that instant hit of dopamine, and then afterwards it's like, oh, I wish I didn't do that. Oh,
yeah, for sure.
So I've reduced my like sugar intake by a lot. I've started eating some more vegetals. I've started eating a little bit better, and I've also cut down on the portion sizes that I'm eating. So I do feel more energetic.
That's good,
because I went through a stage of coming home from work in an evening and just going straight to sleep, which is not fantastic, and then you waste half your evening. But now I'm semi-productive. I mean, I told Luke I've been working on the project till 2 a.m. Kind of affected some of my decision making in game, but I got my bit done.
Yo, like when Jake messaged me and I went to go look at it, I literally was just like, okay. I was like, oh no. And then I looked at it, I was like, wait a fucking minute. I'm like,
what?
Did I fuck
What
up?
are you on over there in Australia?
I went on like, did I fuck up? And so I looked up and I'm like, okay, I don't think I did. And it's like I pulled up like I went through and recovered one of the files I deleted because I'm like trying to clear up space on my computer. And I'm like, all right, let me watch it back. I'm like, no, didn't use. I'm like, message him back. I'm like, what are you on, sir? Like I did. And he's like, oh, my bad. And then
it's me.
There's so much stuff. It was me, my fault. My fault. And of course, it was one of those messages where it's like I have to wait like 4 hours for Jake to reply because I see it, and then Jake's in bed or he's at work in the middle of his work shift, and I'm just like, I need to know if I messed up. And it's kind of bothering me. It's like, you get like that, you're like in a brand new relationship and you're like always looking at your phone, like, did they reply? Did they reply? I'm like, did he reply? Did I fuck up? And it's completely unreal.
I woke up at like 20 to 7 in the morning. I look at my phone and Luke goes, I see the message from Luke and I just go, oh. But that's been my week. How's your week been, Luke? It's going to be better than mine. Have you ripped any fridge doors off?
No, I haven't broken anything. No, it's just random, just normal. It's been normal work. So we finally hired a cook, so I'm no longer in the kitchen, which is nice. So my work schedule is like back to completely normal. So I'm working a nice 8-hour shift. Normally I would like work a split shift, so I'd go in from 7, leave at 11:30, come back at 2, and close up at 6. So it was still 8 hours technically, but like there was like a 2.5 hour down period. It's like home's kind of far away, so since I don't have the dog, I'm not going to go all the way home to go do anything. So I'm just going to chill in my car. I'll go around in the area. Like like sometimes I'll go get my hair cut and stuff like that on that time period. But now that that's done, I'm going in at 9 in the morning, so that's nice. I get to sleep in a little bit more. Been staying up a little bit later at night, which is nice. I'm no longer like forcing myself to go to bed at 10 o'clock or like stressing that if I stay up at 1 o'clock, I'm like, God, I'm only gonna get 5 hours of sleep. So that's been nice. And then just work a normal shift, get off at 6, and it's actually really nice. But besides that, work itself is pretty chill. Life has been pretty chill. Like I said, just kind of working on the script writing, all that fun stuff. Getting waiting on my final approval for my apartment, and then we start that process. Sometimes it takes a week. They got to do all their credits checks and stuff like that, and do just making sure. But I'm gonna be touring the place sometime next week, so I put the application in. But I always, like, again, I'm not necessarily a stickler for like everything. Like, people are like, you should tour before you put your app in. I'm like,
I'll get my app in and then I'll cancel my app when I see it.
Exactly right. So I'm gonna go check it out. But it's really nice. It's right by the ocean, which is what I really wanted. Not in Virginia Beach, in Norfolk. So I'm really excited about that next step in life. It's really cool. I've never been by myself, like on my own completely, I guess. I've always had like a roommate. So it'll be nice to have like my own space.
Saying that, I think I'm the same. I don't think I've ever lived alone.
Yeah.
I've been in the house for like weeks by myself, which is I kind of liked it. I'm not gonna lie, I really did like it. Walking around in my boxers, getting up, doing what I want, going to bed whatever time I want. I do always get like neighbor guilt though if like I stay up too late. Like, we're recording this podcast now. I don't care at the moment because we're a detached house, and this side of my office space, there is about, I want to say 18 feet, 20 feet between me and the next house. And I know that their back garden is there. So I'm not even anywhere near that house on this side. And then there's no way the neighbors on this side are hearing me through 8 walls. So I do like this house for the location of the office. And I feel like I would pick somewhere if we were to move again. Look, fingers crossed. So I don't think we're going to move again this year. I got an email from the estate agent on Thursday or Friday, asking our intentions, which is really nice of them, by the way, because usually they only ask 30 days in advance. She's asked like 3 months in advance, which is super nice. I don't care about pay increases. I haven't said anything to her, but like the pay increases are coming. I know that. I don't care. I'll take it on the chin not to move. Whatever they put it up a week, it'll probably cost the same as what it would have cost me for a removalist, and less stress. So I'm ready for that, but I'm excited for you. A whole new place to yourself. It's by the ocean as well, which unfortunately your car will suffer. The sea air will eat it alive.
It will, but it's okay. But it's like, again, that's kind of just where I wanted to be, because I mean, I love where I am now. I like the fact that I am close to the ocean. Um, and so since I wasn't necessarily able to enjoy a summer here and stuff like that, I definitely like, I was like, the idea of being by a beach during the summertime is really like nice. It's a nice idea. And so I'm like, okay, well, I definitely want that, because I was like looking forward to like that idea of it this year. And so I'm like, let me go over here, because I do prefer that side, because I do like Ocean View, which is in Norfolk, a little bit more than the ocean, because it's less crowded, it's less touristy. And plus, where I'm at, I'm pretty far down on Ocean View, so no one really goes down that far, because it's super far down. It's like a 20-minute drive to get all the way down there. So yeah, it's really nice that'll be in close proximity. Also, I didn't even tell you this. Me and my roommate last week, and well, mainly he did it because I was just holding the light, but he replaced all of our fuses, and not fuses, outlets in the house. So I learned a lot about what he does. Yeah, he's an electrician, so he knows all that. So I was learning everything about like how we strip a cable. The fact that our house is made of aluminum, which is shit, so we had to get Alumicons so we could use copper wiring. And he's done a lot of home improvement to this place, which is like really cool. And so learning a little bit about that to the point where I can comfortably probably do it on my own with his guidance and help. But like we did that last weekend, so it's like, it's almost kind of like, all right, I guess, yeah, I'm old, I'm 32. Like, all right, I guess it's time.
You're in your dad arc now.
I guess I get it's like I guess I
gotta
get my own
your khaki shorts on, and then
khaki shorts. I'm gonna have those sandals that you Velcro on, not sliding anymore.
That or New Balances with ergonomic. What is it? Insoles?
I've been wearing some fucking Skechers, dude, that have like those nice insoles, dude. They're those dad shoes, man. They're so fucking comfortable to stand in when I'm standing all day long instead of standing in these flat ass Vans. But
and then you'll get the urge to just go into the garage. Never come out.
On a car. I'm gonna start working on the car and like be like randomly. I'm gonna change the oil. Man, it looks like it needs new spark plugs. How do I change?
Luke's gonna start recording from the garage.
We gotta get Trucking Tuesday started, man.
Trucking Tuesday.
When you said that, was probably like the funniest thing I've ever heard, because I like 1,000%. If my life switched and I was a trucker, I would 1,000% do that every Tuesday. I'm like, all right, it's time. All right, I'm on the route from Arizona to this city, and we're going 85 clocking in. I'm gonna, if someone catches onto this podcast, can't get big, because if they catch onto this, I'm getting fired.
Hey, look, if it goes on Steam sale, I might consider it. But I'm not paying over like $10 for a game that I'm just going to sit there and drive in a straight line.
For trucking sim, right? That's so funny. Oh my goodness. But well, guys, I think that's going to do us for this week. Trucking sim, dude, it's so dumb. But guys, we will see you guys on the next episode. Thank you guys for always supporting us each and every week. We really appreciate it. Like I said, I always like to give you guys updates on how things going. We had a really good week on audio. We're steadying out on YouTube, where like every week we're getting a little bit higher, and we're hitting that high earlier in the week. Normally we'll like hit that like 30 view mark on Saturday. Now we're like always like, last video did like 50, so we just hit 50 today, so we'll be over 50 when we upload it. So it's the steady growth of views, which I'm really, really liking. So you guys are killing it on that end of things, and you guys are killing it on the audio side, like always. So thank you guys so much for supporting us. And like I said, we will see you guys on the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.